What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a couple weeks since I put something up on my YouTube channel, but I'm happy to be back. I was traveling for pretty much the entire month of February, but while I was gone, I was able to organize my content pillars and communicate with many of you to figure out exactly what you guys are looking for. Today, I will be discussing one of those topics submitted by a viewer about the financial funnel for clothing brands. This video is all about the flow of cash from customer to brand. There are several stages of the financial funnel, including awareness, interest, conversion, and retention. I'm going to break those down, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about paid ads. If you want access to the resources I'm going to show you in this video, as well as all of my other free resources and now even some paid resources, you could check them out completely for free in my new school community, Brand OS, or Brand Operating System. I launched it yesterday, and it's a growing community for entrepreneurs, brand owners, creative directors, fashion designers, and more who are looking for a systematic approach to running and scaling their role in the fashion business. I'm going to be giving away a little surprise to the first 100 members of the school community. Right now we're at 15, so be sure to join and look out for the surprise. But anyway, to the content for today's video, we'll be discussing what I'm calling the financial funnel. The first stage is the awareness stage. This is where customers discover the brand. For most brands, this is going to be through paid ads, social media marketing, and content. From what I found, a lot of first-time brand owners are not aware that there's even really an awareness stage. They just think they're going to run ads and start making sales. At least that's what I thought. But what I quickly found is that you can't just beat someone over the head with ads or photos of garments and expect them to buy. It might take 6 or 7 additional times of someone seeing your brand before they feel comfortable clicking on your website, and they might need to see the brand even more times before they're comfortable adding anything to cart or making a purchase. The way that I like to maximize the awareness stage is by posting as much organic content as I can. Whenever I do photo or video shoots for my brand, whether that's a lookbook shoot or for a marketing campaign, I always make sure to get all of the raw footage. Videographers are usually down to give you all the raw footage in return for a little bit extra money. Photographers typically don't like to give away the raws, which I totally understand, and that's fine. But at least for the video content specifically, I try to get as much behind the scenes and raw video footage as I can from those content shoot days that I will then repurpose and edit in the future and then distribute at scale. Typically, at least one of those videos is going to get more traction than the others. Usually there are a handful of outlier videos. If you're posting, let's say 100 clips, maybe 5 or 10 of them will do pretty well organically. I will then use those posts for paid ads. So it's a little bit of like a hybrid organic paid strategy where you get proof of concept using organic posts, and then you take the ones that perform really well and then juice them up with ads. I also find that the awareness stage is where people consume the majority of my editorial style content, whether that's my editorial style videos or editorial style photos, because these are typically the most flashy, the most art directed, and they're likely to get someone to stop scrolling, even if they don't necessarily convince someone to buy right away just because they're so good looking. The goal is just to get them to stop scrolling, so they spend maybe 15 or 30 seconds looking at your post. Maybe they click on your profile, maybe they click a link to your website. In a perfect world, all of those things happen. But even if someone doesn't take action like that, if you can get them to stop scrolling and look at your post for 30 seconds, and then the next post they only look at for 5 seconds, and the next post after that they look at for 2 seconds, so far you've retained their attention more than the rest of the content in their feed, which I find is usually slop. At least 80%, if I were to guess, of my Instagram or Twitter feed is slop. And then that 15-20%, there's something really good. It's something really engaging. It provides value. you, or it's something that is pretty to look at, like a piece of art. So I treat my awareness stage content in the same regard. It's my art stage where I get people to just stop scrolling and say, hey, pay attention to this. And then another great way to get awareness at scale without having to spend a ton of money on ads is by collaborating with influencers. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of how I work with influencers or affiliates on TikTok specifically in this video. I'll make several other videos about that in the future. The next stage of the financial funnel is the interest stage. This is where people from the awareness stage that maybe just saw your brand but didn't click on anything will then engage with the brand by visiting the website, following you on social media, or signing up for an email list. The most important metrics I track to measure the performance of my interest phase content are website traffic, how many people are coming to the site, time spent on site. If people are bouncing right away, that tells me there's a disconnect between my content and my website. People might think the content is really cool, convinces them to click, but then when they get to the website, it's maybe not what they expected, or it takes too long to load, and then they bounce. So time spent on site is a really important metric to track. And then the next important metric for the interest stage is email signups. I have a pop-up box on my website where I give people a discount code. I'm planning on improving this for my next drop, where I'm going to give away something tangible, like a behind the scenes video series or a how to style guide. I plan on shooting a video styling a model on one of my content shoot days, and then including that with a lookbook as well. So that way I'm not just giving people a 10% discount, I'm also giving them something in addition, something tangible, something they can download, something they feel like they own for free. The interest stage is really important, but it's still not quite where people will be buy a product. Many brand owners confuse the interest stage with the conversion stage, which I'll get to in a second. But I want to make clear, in the interest stage, just because you're running an ad and someone follows your brand on Instagram or Facebook doesn't mean they're ready to buy yet. They likely still need more nurturing. So what do? We run more ads. If someone clicked on your website and they added a cart, but they didn't purchase, we're putting them in a retargeting audience and we're sending them another ad. If people clicked on your website, but they don't follow your Instagram or Facebook page, we're going to put them in a different retargeting audience, and then we're going to run them another ad, encouraging them to follow on Instagram. Or we can run an ad encouraging them to sign up for an email list. In the interest stage with retargeting ads, we can nurture these people so they become more interested. Which then brings me to the third stage, the conversion stage. This is where someone makes their first purchase. They saw your cool art-directed editorial content in the awareness phase, followed you on social media, maybe signed up for an email list, and saw your retargeting ads in the interest stage. Now they've been nurtured, they've maybe seen a few emails, and they're ready to buy. There are 3 very easy ways to increase conversion rate for small brands. The first is strong product descriptions and imagery. Do photo shoots, even if it's just with your friends. Take professional looking flat lay photos of the garments for your website. I have a whole video on how I shoot luxury brand quality flat lay photos at home with my iPhone. You can click the link on the screen now to check that out. And for imagery, you need photos and you need videos. Don't sleep on videos, especially putting vertical video content on your website. Shoppable vertical video on website will increase your conversions in the short term. I guarantee it. The next strategy to increase conversions is having a really well-structured offer. Your offer could be free 2-day shipping. It could be a bundle and save type of deal. You can create an offer through scarcity. Maybe you only make 25 pieces of a product or 50 pieces of a product. These are ideas that I've done off the top of my head, but I'll make an entire video about creating awesome offers for your brand. The third strategy is having a seamless checkout experience. I use Shopify and I have a couple plugins that I use, but I think at this point, regardless of the platform, every e-commerce platform has an optimized checkout. Keep it extremely simple. Do not add distracting things in the checkout page or cart. You want to reduce friction and make it super easy for someone to spend money. The harder you make it for someone to click and spend, the less money you will make. The fourth stage of the financial funnel is the retention stage. This is where we turn first-time buyers into repeat buyers. The key tactics I use for the retention stage are more retargeting ads, putting all of the buyers in their own retargeting audience. I send them new ads for new product launches. If I have a sale going or a restock, all of the past purchasers will be notified with emails and retargeting ads to convince them to buy again. It's much easier to get someone to buy something a second time than it is to get someone to buy something a first time. Another key tactic is using personalized email marketing. For this, I use Klaviyo because it integrates with my Shopify. I've been using the Shopify Klaviyo combo for years. It's battle tested, tried and true. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I highly recommend that you check out Klaviyo as well if you are not hip to it already. The next key tactic, which is a little more advanced and not something that I would expect of all startup e-commerce brands or fashion brands, but offering exclusive loyalty perks and allowing someone to create an account on your site will increase customer retention by a lot. People want to feel a part of a community. There's a reason that people only buy Prada, or they only buy Gucci, or they only buy a specific brand. I am loyal to Apple. I will always buy Apple products probably until the day I die. Offering exclusive loyalty perks increases that sense of brand loyalty with the customer, so you can crush all of your competition basically. Why would your customer shop anywhere else when you've treated them so well and your products and your customer experience are so high quality? So to recap, here is how I optimize the flow of cash. The first thing I do is optimize my website conversion rate. I hire someone on Fiverr to optimize the load times. This is super cheap and overlooked and very simple to do. I add clear call to action buttons and streamline the checkout experience, making it extremely easy for someone to just click exactly what they want and then pay me for it. And also my website is mobile friendly because that is where the majority of my traffic comes from. The majority of my paid ads happen on Instagram and on TikTok. So I need to make sure that my Shopify store is optimized for mobile. If you use any of the premium themes from the Shopify template store, chances are your site is already optimized for mobile. Next, I retarget past visitors with email marketing and retargeting ads. I have an abandoned cart email flow. I offer an exclusive discount for first-time buyers, and I send out reminder emails and retargeting ads for limited time offers or seasonal discounts like a Black Friday sale. Next, I focus on upselling and repeat customers because, like I said, it's easier to get someone to buy a second time than it is to get them to buy a first time. I include product recommendations at checkout. I offer bundle discounts. If people want to buy, say, 3 hats instead of 1, they can get the whole order for 20% off. And I'm in the process of launching my first VIP loyalty program. So that is not live yet, but it will be soon. And I'll make a video about it and let you guys know how it goes. So that is it for today's video. I know we covered a lot. If you have any questions, be sure to drop a comment. I'm curious to know what stage of this financial funnel you struggle with the most. If you want access to my resources, like all my whiteboards, PDF slides, and AI tools, be sure to join my free school community, Brand OS. Link is in the description. Like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next one.